Hello, this is Coach Cynthia. So you want to get more out of your business and your life, but I'll tell you there's one thing that's probably getting in your way. It's not the only thing, but it's one of the things, and I just want to share it with you. It's this word called I know. And it has two meanings that I want to share with you in this very short video. Of course, as we know, if you keep saying, I know this and I know that, you're just a big know-it-all and you won't get successful. So it's good if we could cross out the I know. But what is the I know? The first part of I know is pretty obvious. You don't want to learn, you know everything, and that's not a good thing in business because you got to really open up your mind and learn new things. Great, that's pretty obvious. I'll leave you with that obvious thought. Now, something else that's not so obvious, which I like to emphasize more on, is your assumptions, your beliefs, your limiting beliefs. To make sure you get the most out of your business and your life, is there some assumptions that you are making in your business and your life right now that's keeping you from asking better questions and thinking of more creative strategies to overcome? When I was turning around a pest control company in Singapore in early 2000s, it was a very interesting assignment because I get to work on this company who was purchased 5 years ago. And in the last 5 years that this big company has purchased it, we haven't made a profit. I mean, the P&L was red and everything like that. People were demotivated. So I came in here knowing nothing about pest control, which is a good thing because when you don't come from the industry, you don't have the same I know, you don't have the same assumptions. So I started asking my technicians, my salespeople about the industry, and there seems to be an overwhelming belief that says in this industry, we cannot increase price. We cannot sell on quality. We've just got to go cheap, cheap, cheap. And that's exactly what's hurting the margins. We went so cheap. We had such unprofitable accounts, services. We had unprofitable business everywhere, left, right, and center. Well, unfortunately or fortunately, I don't come from a cheap industry. In fact, since 1996, when I started selling, I've sold stuff that's expensive. I've sold based on value. I've sold based on service. I've sold based on results. I don't sell on price. So they were getting this new manager that just didn't understand what cheap meant. Like, what do you mean cheap? What do you mean in this industry you can't increase price? I'm sorry, that's really foreign to me. Explain. So I went on the field. We serviced late nights. We serviced starting at 1, 2 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night, and started servicing food service areas, hotels, and I started inspecting the quality of my people's work. You know why they say they can't increase their price? Because if you had that level of quality of work, you'd be ashamed to say you're a pest control operator. It sucked big time. And I just said, oh my God, guys, it's not about this industry cannot increase price. Nobody in their right mind would pay more for what you guys are doing. Give me that sprayer, give me that flashlight. And I started learning how to service pest control. And I said, if you're not going to teach me, I don't even want to learn from you about how to service pest control. I'm going to learn by myself. I'm going to learn this thing. Of course, I did learn from them because they were awesome once they were motivated. But this whole I know about we can't increase price in this business came from a couple of things. Number one, they didn't have a good service protocol. Number two, they stopped believing that they could actually be better than what they were. Over time, there was a couple of other things, but over time, working with them for 18 months, we increased our service protocol. We actually had it documented. We actually beat the competition in terms of the quality. And the biggest trophy that we got towards the tail end of my assignment there, well, there were a couple of big trophies. We got a hotel, a pretty old hotel, to triple their contract, to agree to triple the contract price because we proved ourselves. We got an incredible, if I mention the account name, you'll know exactly, almost everyone has ever flown any Singapore airline flights would have been their customer. We got the deal for the biggest catering project in all of Singapore simply because we knew quality. And it wasn't at a lower price than the previous competitor. It's these assumptions, guys, whatever your stories are. What are the assumptions that you're making in your business that might be limiting you from getting the most out of it? In your life, you make the same thing. So crossing out your I know is actually about crossing out your assumptions. What if you can increase that price? What would you need to do? Who would you need to be? What kind of a team and business would you need to be in order for your competitors or for your clients to pay 10% more, to pay 5% more? Heck, depending on your industry, to pay that little 1% more, whatever it is. What do you need to be? And it may not be about price. It may be an assumption about something else. That's just an example I'm making. But it's these assumptions. So instead of having assumptions, just say, oh, we can't increase price? Isn't that interesting? Why not? Go out in the field, get your hands dirty, work with your people. And you'll figure out that, in fact, you can. You may just have to break a few assumptions. Make it a great year ahead. Make it a fantastic business. This is Coach Cynthia, Action Coach Sal Jakarta, signing off. Enjoy.